Hello everyone! So sa video na ito, pag-uusapan natin ang distinguishable permutation and circular permutation. So hindi natin maiiwasan na may mga example na yung objects are identical. So notice that in the previous examples, the objects to be arranged are all distinct. So iba-iba. Suppose some of the objects to be arranged are not distinct. That is, some are identical. So, paano kung pareha? Take for instance, we have, find the number of permutations of the letters of the word even. So, as you can see, dalawa yung letter E natin, which are identical. So, pareha sila. So, we cannot identify kung ano dun yung first na E and ano yung second na E doon if we're going to arrange them, right? So, there are 4 letters of the word. Initially, suppose these letters are distinct, then the number of permutation is, pag distinct ito sila, ibig sabihin iba-iba yung letters. So, the permutation is permutation of 4, taking 4 at a time, or that is equal to 4 factorial. So, that is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. However, we have to take into consideration that the 2 E's are alike. So, the dalawang E are pareho. We cannot distinguish between the 2 E's. How can we arrange the 4 letters differently if the 2 E's could be differentiated from one another? Instead of using subscripts, let us make one E in uppercase and the other E in lowercase. So, we have this arrangements of even. Pakita nyo yung isang E is small letter, even, evne, even. So, ito yung mga possible arrangement ng letters. How many arrangements are there? Can you think of other possible arrangements? So, now, these 2 E's are the same. And so, the 2 entries in each box are also the same. As you can see, diba? Ito, assuming na kasi ito na iniba natin yung we use another case ng letter E para ma-identify natin yung kaya. Pero what if itong E dito, ito siya is also even, ito siya even din. Tama? So, take note that each permutation like even, there are 2 factorial ways of arranging the 2 E's without changing the arrangement of the others. The duplications are eliminated by dividing 4 factorial or 24 by the number of ways of arranging the 2 E's, which is 2 factorial. So, out of the 24 arrangement, the number of distinct or distinguishable permutations P would be 2 permutation of 4 taking 4 at a time, or the permutations of the whole letters, ito, lahat ng letters, divided by yung dalawang E. Kunin natin yung permutation. Kunin natin yung permutation ng dalawang E. So, that is 2 factorial. So, 4 factorial divided by 2 is 24 divided by 2, which is 12 distinguishable permutations. So, there are 12 distinguishable permutations. Balikan natin yung given. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, there are 12 distinguishable permutations. Kasi itong dalawa, pareho lang man yan sila ng arrangement. Ito, the same lang din. So, nilagyan lang ng small letter dito para mapakita na, para ma-distinguish natin siya sa ibang example or ibang possible arrangement. So, iyon yung distinguishable permutation. Another one. Find the number of permutations of the letters of the word statistics. You will notice that there are 3 S, tatlo yung S, tapos tatlo din yung T. So you notice that one, and meron pa, dalawa yung I. No, so there are 10 letters of the word statistics. Assuming that the letters are distinct, assuming that the letters are distinct, so iba-iba. So there are permutation of 10 taken 10 at a time, so that is 10 factorial factorial. So 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 2 times 1. However, we have to take into consideration the same also with even kanina that 3s are alike, 3t's are alike, and 2i's are alike also. The permutation of the 3s is p of 3 taken 3 at a time of 3 factorial. The permutation of 3, ganun din. Yung 2 natin is 2 factorial. So, we must divide 10 factorial by 3 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial in order to eliminate the duplicates. So, eliminate natin yung pare-pareho. So, magiging 10 factorial. So, magiging ganito siya. We're going to extend this one. That is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Divided by 3 factorial, 3 times 2 times 1. Another times 3 times 2 times 1 times 2 times 1. So, eliminate natin ito. 3 to 1, 3 to 1. So, ito na lang. So, we're going to simplify that one as 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 divided by 3 times 2 is 6 times 1, 6 times 2 again is 12 divided by 12. So 50,400 permutations. This is the answer. So naalis na yung mga duplicates. So this leads to the new rule. Ito yung ginagamit natin pag may mga objects na identical or duplicate. Pareho. No? We cannot distinguish saan dito si letter E, saan dito sa letter S, and so on. So the number of distinguishable permutations P of n objects where P objects are alike, Q objects are alike, and R objects are alike, and so on is this one. Ito yung formula na gagamitin natin. Distinguishable permutation is equal to n factorial over P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial. Ito yung mga duplicates. Ito yung may mga pareho na objects sa ating given. So, kunin muna ninyo yung permutation ng lahat ng objects. Tapos, kunin nyo yung permutation ng each identical sa ating objects. Tulad ng ginawa natin ito, may 3 S, may 3 T, may 2 T. So, ito siya, and so on. So, depende kung ilan lahat yung magkakapareho. So, ganun din karami yung ilalagay nyo dito sa baba. Okay. That talks about the distinguishable permutations. Now, let's proceed with circular permutations. Ano ba ang circular permutation? So, from the word circle. So, ang circular permutations, ginagamit ito siya if we're going to arrange a particular object sa circle. So, let's have this one. In how many ways can 3 people be seated around a circular table? Solution. So, there are 3 people. So, the n is our 3 yung n natin. Okay. Notice that the arrangement 1, 2, 3 and above is the same as 2, 3, 1. So, ito daw, yung itong 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 na arrangement is also the same as 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. Meaning, these 3 permutations are just one and the same. And 3, 2, 1. 3, 1, 2. So, the same lang sila, diba? Kasi nasa circle, kasi we can identify saan yung nauna. Saan yung first, kasi hindi man siya row. It is in a circle. Arrangement nila is nasa circle. We can identify who is the first, where is yung ano natin, yung ating reference, kung saan tayo magsa-start. So, hindi natin alam kasi nasa circle may yung arrangement. So notice also that the arrangement 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, and 2, 1, 3 are also just the same as C and B. So we have 1, 3, 2, ito 1, 3, 2, next is 3, 2, 1, and 2, 1, 3. The same lang yung arrangement nila. So the circular permutation P of objects is this one. P is equal to 3 over 6. 6 over 3, that is equal to 6 factorial over 3, or 3 times 2 factorial over 3, which is equal to 2 factorial. Or, in other words, we have this formula used in circular permutation. The formula used in circular permutation is denoted as circular permutation is equal to n minus 1 factorial. So, yan ang tatandaan nyo pag na-arrange yung object sa circle, ang i-apply natin is n minus 1 factorial. So, in how many ways? Halimbawa, meron tayong example. In how many ways can 4 people be seated around a circle table? So, let us call the 4 people A, B, C, D. The arrangements are A, B, C, D, B, C, D, A, and so on and so forth. Observe that all the arrangements falling on the same column are just the same because the 4 people are supposed to be seated around a circle table. Ito, pare-pareho lang yan sila. Ito, the same lang din. There are 24 arrangements in the list. Again, the circle permutation for of object is, we have 24 over 4 for factorial is over 4. 3 times 3 factorial over 4. So we have n minus 1 factorial. Ito yung formula na ginamit natin, no? So we have n minus 1 factorial, or yung n natin, number of people, which is 4 minus 1 factorial. So the 4 minus 1 is 3. So that is 3 factorial, which is equal to 6. So 3 times 2 times 1. So this is the formula used when we arrange objects on a circle. That is, circular permutation is equal to n minus 1 factorial. Okay, to summarize our discussion about permutation, the formula to be used is, we have, for in general, the permutation, the formula used in permutation, so that is P of n taken r at a time. Kung ma-remember nyo, we have n factorial over n minus r factorial, wherein n is greater than or equal to r. Tapos, meron tayong tinatawag na distinguishable. Distinguishable permutation naman is P is equal to n factorial over P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial, and so on and so forth. So we have the last one is the circular permutation. So that is P, ito yung permutation in general. So P is equal to the quantity of n minus 1 factorial. So ito siya in general. Ito ginagamit ito pag there is a duplicate, may identical sa ating objects. Itong circular permutation naman, ginagamit ito pag yung arrangement natin is nasa circular. I-arrange natin sila in a circular object. Like for instance, dining table, di ba, circle man yan. So, yun. So, tandaan nyo itong mga formula. This one are the formulas under permutation. Ito yung formula in general, may permutation. Pag may duplicate naman ito, and pag sa circle naman, ito yung gagamitin natin na formula. Okay, so, sa video natin na, next natin na video, we will discuss naman some examples about permutations and how can we use this formula, and of course, the fundamental counting principle fundamental counting principle is very important, no? Para ma-identify natin ilan number yung ways. Pag nakalimutan yung formula, pwede nyo balikan yung fundamental counting principle. So, yun lang. Thank you. God bless everyone.